So would you start us off with some belly breathing, and we'll climb out of the
Yes.
rabbit holes that we keep diving
I
into.
know. It's one of those weeks every week. Every week's one of those weeks. All right. How about
I'm going to
nice
close my
deep
eyes and get
belly
here.
breathing? Yes. I'm going to get myself all comfy. I got a kitty cat snore purring next to me. He's settled in and ready. All right. We're going to do some deep belly breathing. I like to go in my nose all the way down into my belly and feel my belly expand, and then out my mouth. So let's do this 5 times. So in, fill up, out, and 2, in, out, in, one last deep breath in and out.
Perfect. Now that everyone is in their seat, you're not driving, you're not operating heavy equipment, heavy machinery, safety first. Find yourself a comfortable chair, feet flat on the floor, palms in your lap, eyes closed. Be a point of light in the center of your head and behind your eyes, as if you're looking at the world from behind your closed eyes. And this is going to be your secret weapon, your secret tool for all things holiday stress. Stay in the center of your head where you can be neutral to whatever is around you. We use these tools for a reason. This is one of the best. Be a point of light in the center of your head, behind your closed eyes. This is your 6th chakra. This is your center, your knowingness, your intellect. This is where you can see, as if seeing with your third eye, with your eyes closed. Take a moment and refresh the center of your head. Bring it into present time. If you want it to look differently, it's your center of head. Do what you want. If you have guests or visitors, kick them out. And admire yourself for being able to be neutral. Able to find, harness, and utilize your 3rd chakra. Sorry, your 6th chakra. We'll get to the 3rd in a minute. From the center of your head, look around your bubble. This is your aura, your energy field, your personal space. Take a look around and reinforce your bubble. What color is your bubble today? Any color but black or white. Those colors, those tints, for the art teachers out there, tend to invite unconsciousness. Therefore, if you want to use one of those tints, one of those hues, I invite you to put some glitter on it or make it a shade of that's close to black or white. A nice charcoal, a lovely eggshell. What color is your bubble today? And set your bubble and look around from the center of your head and see that color in all directions. Make sure you've painted the bubble over your head, either side, front. Make sure the back has that same color, and under your feet. And then create a grounding cord. If you're already grounded, go ahead and drop that one and make a fresh one. An imaginary connection from the base of your spine, your hips. Your grounding cord essentially begins at the first chakra. And that helps ground your physical body. Grounding your physical body makes having this human experience so much easier because you are grounded or tethered. As you sit here in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, go ahead and refresh your bubble and grounding cord. Stay in the center of your head and maybe drop a bowling ball down your grounding cord. Make sure there are no obstructions or give it a nice clean out. And any energies that you are already ready to let go of, simply let them fall down your grounding cord all the way down to the center of the earth. And the center of the earth is neutral. Imagine a beach or pasture, something that your grounding cord can ground into. From the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, create 3 bubbles on the outside of your bubble, about the size of a basketball, maybe a beach ball, something manageable. Have those balls on the outside of your bubble and not touching your bubble. Put them far enough away that you can see them, manipulate them, but they're not touching your aura. And give each of those bubbles its own grounding cord. On one end, intend that that bubble represents you, yourself, your person. And in the other end, the opposite of the 3 bubbles, intend that that bubble represents your immediate family. If you wish to do this exercise with one individual, feel free. If you want to do this exercise representing all of your immediate family. And again, this is wives or spouses, our children, our first cousins. No, first cousins would be once removed. Immediate family. And have that bubble as full of your immediate family or sparse is what makes sense for you. And the center bubble will represent the energy, the concept of the relationship between you and your immediate family. Your mom, your dad, your wife, your kids. Be in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, and look at those three bubbles. Just look at them hanging out there. You on one end, your immediate family on the other, and the relationship that you have with those individuals or that individual is in the center. And first off, just notice what you notice when you see those bubbles. What do you see? Do they all seem calm? Is there movement? Is there different colors? Is one bigger? Is one getting smaller? What do you see when you look at those three bubbles? Kaylin, from the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, you've thrown up your three bubbles. What are you noticing?
My bubbles are calm. They're just kind of gently hovering or floating. They're just
Great.
let me take inventory.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see is what you see. No wrong answers. And there may be no change. All is correct. First off, in the first bubble that represents you, the listener, you, the one doing this healing, actively creating change in your space. Consciously or otherwise, we all have triggers. We all have buttons that people can push. Take a look at the image that represents you in your first bubble. And from the center of your head with your eyes closed, take a look and see if you see any buttons, any receptor sites that might look like the lock part of a key, lock and key. First impression. Kaylin, when you look for buttons in your space, in your physical body, do you see any? And if so, how many and where?
I see one for sure, and it is right on my shoulder. It's right behind me. I just imagine that being nudged. It's right on my shoulder in the back of me.
Perfect. And that's exactly right. Whatever you see is what you see. That is your reality. And we're going to heal that. For the listeners, you might see no buttons. You might be covered in buttons. All answers are correct. From the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, and keeping the bubble that represents you on the outside of your bubble, not touching your bubble. Just look at your button or buttons. Just notice what you notice. Is there movement? Is there change? Do you see more? Do you see fewer? Spin that image of you around. Take a look at all sides. Do you see any more buttons? And when you're ready, intend that any of those triggers, any of those buttons that you're ready to let go of or diminish. Maybe you're not ready to let go of it entirely, but if you could reduce the size or strength of that button by 10%, I believe you'd notice a huge difference in your space. If you have buttons that you are ready to shed, imagine that they just pop off that image of you and settle in the bottom of your bubble. And if your buttons are automatically falling down your grounding cord, that's great. If you have to set a trap door and trigger it, do that. Or if you want to push a button or lever and flush them down, you can do that too. When you decide to heal some of those triggers, some of those tender spots where if you get poked, it's going to hurt, or you're going to react, or you're going to feel some kind of way. You have the divine right to let it go, to heal it, to no longer have that button that that person can push. Or at the very least, you've reduced the size, strength, embeddedness by at least 10%, dialing it back. And some of you who are generally even keeled, pretty calm, pretty chill in your space, you might find that you have more buttons than you thought. Conscious or otherwise. When you take a look like this from a place of safety, this is leaning in to some of your darkness and giving it a healing. And as you notice, we've done nothing with the relationship space or the connection to our immediate family. We're giving ourselves a healing first. And let your light shine. When you're ready, whether you've reduced the trigger or removed it completely, send that image of yourself a little psychic salve, a little ointment. Heal the space that that trigger came from. Smooth it over. Give it some love. That's exactly right. If we do nothing more than simply relieve ourselves of some of our triggers or diminish some of our triggers, our Thanksgiving is going to be remarkably different.
Hmm.
So when you looked at your button, were you able to release it completely, Kaylin, or did you reduce it?
So my button to begin with
Mhm.
was maybe palm sized and bright red, just
Wow.
shiny, shiny red. And I didn't get rid of it completely
Mhm.
because I'm sure this is going to take a few times.
Layers.
But yes, but it is smaller and it's more dull, like a maroon, like a matte kind of color. So it doesn't stand out as much.
There you go. There you go. That's a great visual too.
Yeah, yeah.
Listeners, you might have a different experience. Whatever you see is what you see. I invite you to draw your attention from the center of your head to the middle bubble, the bubble that represents your relationship or relationships with your immediate family. And you might notice that having changed your space, the relationship bubble, that space has changed as well. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Simply by changing your space, you're already affecting the relationship you have with your immediate family. With that being said, the next step, I invite you to look in your space for any energy, stories, pictures, troubles, even joys that you are holding for your immediate family. Are you holding someone's grief? Are you holding someone's anger? Are you allowing them to process through you, consciously or otherwise? As you look in your space, stay in the center of your head and see in your physical body and in your bubble how much of your immediate family's energy you're holding in your space and where you're holding it. Maybe it's on the outside of your bubble. I'm sorry, maybe it's on the outside of your body, inside your bubble. Or maybe you're holding it in your physical body. Whatever you see is what you see. So, Kaylin, your immediate family, how much energy of your peeps are you holding?
For me, that changes all the time because I am very sensitive to that.
Mhm.
But right now, good.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is good right now. Yeah.
These are these clean outs really help.
Yeah. I mean, everything is really good. And I usually am, somebody looks like they're having a bad day. I'm having a bad day,
Right.
but right now it's all good.
Good for you.
Mhm.
We call that being an out of control healer,
Oh,
where you just want to heal people so bad that you'll take on their energy. And you may not even be conscious of it. You'll
yeah,
just know that they're not feeling well. And then you start not feeling well.
right.
Yeah. And families tend to do this a lot. We have family shame, we have family grief, we have family stories that we hold for one another. With that being said, the energy of your immediate family that you're holding in your space, a little or a lot, imagine you have a tray or a bowl and put that energy in this tray or this bowl or any container that makes sense to you. Perhaps the energy looks like colored eggs. Perhaps it just looks like globs of color or globs of energy. Whatever you see is whatever you see. If you identify it as not your energy, go ahead and put it in that bowl or put it in that tray. And look around your entire bubble and your entire body. Make sure you check the back because that shit likes to hide. Our family members that tend to be less conscious are really eager for us to hold their pictures, hold their pain, hold their struggles. And typically it does not really heal them, and it just clutters up our space. So when you have that container or that tray full of your immediate family's energy that you've been carrying, go ahead and push it into the relationship bubble and then push it back through into their bubble, the bubble that represents your immediate family. Just give them their energy back. Just take it from your bubble, slide it through the relationship bubble, and drop it off in their bubble. We're using our active imagination to move energy. And when you've sent all of their energy back to them, from the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, being neutral, take a look at how much of your energy they are carrying. Are you trying to ground through your spouse or your kid or your mom or your dad? Are you asking them to hold your pictures, hold your pain? Or did you just forget to pick up after yourself and you just left some of your energy after your last phone call? All stories are fine. You might see in your immediate family bubble a little bit of your energy. You might see that you're asking your family to do quite a bit. You are strong now, so you can hold your own energy. Same rules apply. Invite your immediate family to take out any of your energy that they're ready to let go of and you're ready to have back, and put it into a container or onto a tray. Let it fill up as much or as little as you see. And then have your immediate family push that energy into the relationship bubble, push it out the other side and into the bubble that represents you. But before it gets into your bubble, imagine a gold filter. So all of that energy that you're calling back gets purified, gets healed before you get it back. And just by doing that, notice how your space has shifted. Notice how your physical body feels different. A lot of folks say that they feel a little bit lighter when they've gotten rid of someone else's energy. Some feel more hopeful. Some are more focused, more on task. Those are some of the benefits of having all of your energy back where it belongs. As you sit here looking at those three bubbles, what do you notice now? What has changed? What is different? From the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, looking at these three bubbles, admire the work that you've just done. Give yourself some grace for being willing to heal these relationships. And in the next moment, in the bubble that represents the relationship that you have with your immediate family, in that bubble, put any positive qualities. What are the energies that you want to experience in your relationship? Do you want healthy communication? Do you want trust? Do you want love? Do you want respect? Do you want grace? If we treat one another with grace, we say grace at the dinner table many times, but sometimes we don't do grace. We don't extend grace. Continue to put in whatever positive quality you want more of in your relationship space with your immediate family. So, what are some of the positive qualities that you put in your relationship space with your immediate family?
The first one you listed, healthy
Mhm.
communication, definitely one. Especially going into the holidays. I feel like if I can communicate a little bit better.
Fun fact, you can do this exercise, and in the middle bubble, you can have that represent communication between you and someone else.
Yes,
And you can
yeah.
clean that out. You can heal it. You can swap energies.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can give it its own healing. Maybe we'll do that in 2023.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of how I see that bubble.
Mhm. And any other positive qualities. And then take some gold energy and fill that bubble with luscious gold energy. Allow it to purify those energies, those concepts. And know that you can change this or update it or add or subtract whenever you want. Just listen to the podcast again or listen to the meditation again. And as you sit here looking at the fantastic work that you've just done, date stamp your relationship. Bring it into present time. Whatever the day and date is that you're listening to this, put it on your relationship bubble with your immediate family. Unless there's something to heal from the past that you're willing and ready to heal, there's no sense in rehashing. You can let that go. So as you date stamp, you're holding the relationship space in this moment. And when you're ready, make a clone of that relationship bubble, that healing, and push that relationship bubble and all of that healing into your bubble and into the bubble that represents your immediate family. So they can have this healing. They can have this improved communication, this grace, this ease, this love, this mutual understanding, this, I don't agree with you, but I love you. And whatever other positive quality. Give one bubble to your family, give the other bubble to yourself. Draw into your space all of those things that you want to experience with your immediate family. Be the change you want to see in your relationships. And when you're ready, take the remaining bubbles, one that represents you and one that represents your immediate family, and let them float up in the sky. And let them pop and become fairy dust. You'll call yours back, give it a healing, and so will your family to the degree that they can. And know that you've given yourself and your family this huge gift in preparation for Thanksgiving this year. When you're ready, open your eyes, stretch, take a deep breath, come back to the room. How you doing?
Good. Good. My bubbles made an audible little pop. It's like fairy dust. Like that's exactly what it is. Like I can see it just
That's great.
pops.
And we could use this tool for any relationship, any situation that we're about to go into. You know, maybe you're in contract negotiations and you want to have that clear communication and that mutual respect. We'll do that in the relationship bubble with the contract you're about to sign.
Oh, I love it. I saw that little bubble is
Mhm.
literally, like you said, the little filter and it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're updating the energy of those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do it on our phones, we do it on our computers. Why not do it for the stuff that really makes,
Right.
that really
Important
matters?
stuff.
Mhm.
Ah, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, next week, guys, I'm Kaylin.
I'm Dr. Cynthia. This is Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast. Like and subscribe, share with your friends. Thank
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye, guys.
Bye.